Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Akram and you're watching Knowledge 360. In the previous video, we discussed about the from clause in PostgreSQL database, and in this video, we are going to discuss about the where clause in PostgreSQL database. And this is the second video of the series queries in PostgreSQL. So the where clause in PostgreSQL is used to filter records based on specific conditions. So these conditions can be given in a number of ways. We'll cover them in this tutorial one by one. So it is essential part of SQL queries that helps retrieve only the required data that improves performance and efficiency. The where clause is typically used with select, update, delete and other SQL statements as well. So the basic syntax of the where clause in PostgreSQL is like this: select, then the list of columns, from keyword, then the table name, and then the where keyword, and then the conditions. So on the conditions, we want to filter the data of the select statement. So let's create the tables to show the examples. So we create one table called department, and then we create another table called employees. So two tables are created. Now let's insert some data into both the tables. So department table, we have inserted 3 records, and 5 records we insert into the employees table. So the data are inserted. Now let's see the examples one by one. So the basic condition example. So this query selects all the employees who have a salary greater than 60,000. So how we write that: select star from employees where the salary is greater than operator and then the 60,000 value. So this is one of the simple example. So let's query the data. So here you can see we have 5 records into the employees table, but we got only 3 records as output because that condition satisfy for 3 employees only. And the next example is using the in operator to filter by list of values. So instead of writing multiple or operators, we can use the in operator in PostgreSQL database to filter out the data. So this query retrieves employees who belong to IT department or finance department. So instead of writing the to or conditions, we have used the in function and we have mentioned the list of parameters. So let's execute this query. So here you can see that the employees with the department ID 2 and 3, so that represents for IT department and finance department. So those data are retrieved. So in the next example, we'll see about using a subquery in where clause. So this checks if an employee's department exists in the department table or not. So how we can confirm that? So select star from employees where department ID in, and then the select ID from the departments. So this will bring all the IDs that present in the departments, and we can compare if that is present within the list of employees department ID or not. So let's query that. So we have received 4 record. So that means one record of employee that is not having the department ID. And in the next example, we will see filtering with a range using the between operator. So this retrieves employees earning between a range of salary that is 60,000 and 80,000. So one thing you need to remember, that between operator, whenever it is used, so both the values are inclusive. So if the value someone earns 60,000, that record will be returned, and if someone earns 80,000, that record will also be returned. So it is like greater than equal to and less than equal to. So that is the range how we can use using the between. So let's query this one. So we have queried this one, and here in the result we can see that for this employee we have a salary 60,000 exactly, and we have got the result. And also from this record we can see that salary is exactly 80,000 and still we got the record. So that says that between operator is inclusive both ways. And now let's see checking the existence using the exist operator. So this ensures employees are only selected if their department exists. So that means we are filtering out such employees that are having the departments. So if you see that this employee is not having any department ID, so this record will be excluded. So let's query this one. So this is how we use the exist operator, and the opposite of this one is the not exist. So we can do that as well. So if we perform the not exist, so this will take the employees having the department ID that is not existing in the department table. So let's query this. So here we can see that one record is returned because we know that for this employee there is no department ID, hence this record was filtered out using the not exist in the where condition. And in the next example, we will filter out the data using a date value in the where clause. So this retrieves the employees hired after 1st of January 2020. So the simple query is like this, where the hire date is greater than this one. So if we mention the equal to symbol, so all the employees that are joined on the same day, that will be retrieved. But here we have mentioned the greater than only. That means who joined on the January 1st, that will not be retrieved. So let's execute this query. So here we have got three records. So these employees have joined after 1st of January 2020. So in the next example, we use the like operator for the pattern matching. So we have an example here. So that finds employees whose name starts with the letter A. So for that, let's execute this query. So here we got one employee data that name starts with A. So this is how we can use the like operator in the where clause. And in the next example, we'll see the uses of not in. So the not in does the opposite of the in what it does. So this will bring all the department ID that is not in the department of list, this one. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to get the employees who are not in the HR department. So how we do that? So we write this department ID not in, then we are selecting in the subquery the list of IDs from the department where the department name is HR. So all the employees will be returned without the HR department, so who are not working in the HR department. So two records are retrieved from this query. One thing you need to remember that the not in and the not null, they are both different one. So if you see there is one record with Jyoti, so that is having no department ID, so that is not included in the result set because the equality checks and the not null checks, they are different and they work differently. And in this example, we'll discuss the same thing that I just explained, that the is null or is not null, the null checks and the equality checks, not equality checks, they are different and they work differently. So here we are trying to find out the employees that are having no department ID. No department ID means the department ID value is null. So we know there exists one record with department ID is null. So let's run this query. So we got one record. So if we just reverse this one, we can mention like this, where department ID is not null. So that means we'll get all the employees that are having some department ID value. That means it is not null. So we'll get the remaining record where the department ID is present. So we got these four record where department ID is available. So now let's see the join examples in the where clause. So using where clause for filtering out after an inner join. So how we do it? First, till now, here you can see that we have joined the two table employees and department, and on the basis of department ID we have joined it. And again, using the where clause, we are making one more extra filter, that is employee salary should be greater than 70,000. So if we execute this one, we'll get all the record. So employee having lesser salary from this range also written. But if we include this where clause, so further data filtration will be done. So let's do this. So now here we got the data that says that okay, these are the employees and these are the departments, but the salary should be greater than this 70,000 value. So this can also be done like this, instead of writing the inner join. So entire join and the condition can be written in the where clause. So only thing is that we write the table name, that the list of table names, by comma separate format. So let's perform this one, and this should also return the same data. So this also return the same data. And now let's see the usage of where with the logical operators, that is and, or, and such operators. So this example retrieves employees in IT or HR department with a salary greater than 60,000. So how we did that? So for HR or IT, we did one subquery check in the where clause where department ID in, the department IDs where the department name in IT or HR, and after that we have got one more condition, that salary should be greater than 60,000. So that means all the employees who are working in either IT department or HR department and having salary more than 60,000, they can be returned. So let's query this one. So one employee satisfy this condition, so that works either in IT or HR department and the salary is greater than 60,000. So in this video we discussed about the where clause in PostgreSQL database, how it can be used in a multiple ways to filter out the data, to join the tables, to make the query efficient and the result set to the point and as per requirement. So mastering this, it will improve the SQL skills and optimizes the database performance. So this was all about the where clause in PostgreSQL database. If the video was helpful, do like the video and subscribe the channel to get the notifications for upcoming videos. And in the next video, we'll cover the topic of the group by and the having clauses in PostgreSQL database. So let's meet in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.